wake up. You're cool. Tiny. We're doing it French style over here. Rise up, brothers and sisters. Rise up, boys and girls, kings and queens, friends, frenemies, and you agents. My name is Brother Mali. This is the Senegambia One channel. We're in Senegal. I can get some water first. Shoot. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you because it's been a few days since the old election over in America, and we've seen the populist vote. We've seen, there was no kind of holding back when people were talking bad about Haitians.
They're eating the dogs. Whoa, 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 whoa. They're eating the cats. Meow, 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 meow. They're eating the pets.
I think it's starting to dawn on some people that actually, those people who were talking bad about Haitians, the differential for them wasn't Haiti. It was the skin color of the people was a problem, really and truly. Some of the rhetoric coming from political pundits or from these podcasts and so on and so forth could seem a little risque, a little bit racist and so on. It doesn't mean that your future president will be. Trump has been a lot more slick in his messaging this time around than he was the last time around. So he would temper what he was saying until I heard this man using the term poisoning the blood of Americans, talking about the amount of illegals coming into the country.
They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. They poison mental institutions.
Here's the thing. They have mentioned time and time again in the media about how that is actually a term that has been copy and pasted from Adolf. Now, when they bring this up to Trump, he would say, "I don't know what you're talking about. I just came up with this term about poisoning the blood, and I thought it was kind of cool, so I went with it." No idea it had anything to do with it. This man's had a private education. He's been rich his whole life. He knows. He's not stupid. Or maybe he's stupid. He's not uneducated. Let's put it that way. I'm back home and I'm now just editing this video. And my missus said to me, "Isn't Donald Trump's family actually German?" Of course he knew. This is his people we're talking about. So, what a lot of people have been doing, they've been looking at these dog whistles that's been coming from Donald Trump. They've been looking at the kind of quote-unquote jokes that his opening acts at the convention they did at Madison Square Gardens. I was almost jacked by a sparrow, a bird of fluff, yeah. And I got scared. It's kind of like Trump and that eagle. Anyway, I digress. So people would go, that comedian talking his racist jokes at the Madison Square Gardens event. That was him talking, that wasn't Trump talking. So stop trying to put that stuff on Trump. He's not a racist. Well, you and I know that we don't need to be looking at the, looking for the obvious and saying, okay, that is racist or not. We know that these people are slick and they're two-faced and they're fork-tongued with it. And no one's going to be saying, "Hi, I'm a racist politician." That will cost them votes. What I'd rather do is find an obscure piece of Hitler propaganda and drop that in there. It's only the people who know about Mein Kampf, only the people who read the Turner Diaries, only those sort of people will know where I'm really coming from. But we ain't stupid either. So my question is, when you look back at the whole thing with the Jewish population back in Germany before Hitler kicked off, what could they have done to protect themselves? What could they have done to stop themselves, find them in the situation they were in? What could they have done? Would it be arm yourself so that you can protect yourself? Because I don't see it. You've got like, they're a small minority in a land that is overtaken by Nazism. So they'll get picked off just by sheer numbers. So that's not going to do it. If you say, oh, well, it would have been something more like they could have, what? 2 minutes, 38 seconds, bro. 2 minutes, 38 seconds. Just relax. Could they have like gone out into the country, into the wilderness, into the German hills and valleys and hung out there? And hopefully they'll be able to ride out the Nazism. Maybe they could have done that. Well, all it would take is for one person to be seen, one person to be found. Before the word gets out, that's where they are, that's where we all need to go in order to finish them off. Would it have been to fight? Because they say, well, you know, this is my country, I was born here, I speak German, this is my country, you can't take me out of my country. Well, that would have been difficult to prove, even you've got like a whole groupthink that is saying that no, you don't belong here, and that people have the blessing of the ruling class to take you out. That's not going to work as a plan. The last chance, the last option is to get out of the country, is to move from there. So in 2024 now, that was 1934 or whatever. In 2024, when you find yourself at the beginning of a new presidency, where everything is seen, where like you're seeing signals of problems on the horizon, where certain people have been emboldened to talk disrespectfully to you, where people have felt emboldened to type text messages to many black people, telling them to get back on the plantation. And them kind of things are happening. When people say, oh, it's just a joke, knowing that the alt-right started by just telling jokes. Knowing that a lot of the Hitler propaganda at the beginning was humor. When you're seeing these things happening right now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and say, it'll be fine, they're not going to hurt me? Are you going to say, look, you know, I belong here, no one take me out of my country? Are you going to be like, let's run into the hills of Georgia, let's run to upstate New York, let's run out into the mountains of LA, let's go down to Dallas Fort Worth rather than Houston? Like, what are you going to do? We need to like really think seriously about this whole idea of going to Africa. Because there are ways in which you can ensure that you come to Africa and you are safe and you are secure. I'll give you the first idea. This is written out in my ebook. After I'll show you an advert for the ebook, all right? So, just a quick interruption to your viewing. Listen, I am now selling an ebook. I have an ebook which goes into moving from where you are over to Africa. So from the West over to Africa, the rules are different over here. There's a lot of things to learn, a lot of things that can go wrong. You've seen the stories, you've seen the harrowing stories of people who've come over here not knowing what they don't know and then getting burnt for it. I've been in Gambia for a long time, okay? I've been learning how the system works. I've been learning who I need to talk to and how I need to behave, how we kind of interact with people. So, trust and believe, I know what I'm talking about. What I'm trying to offer you is an opportunity to know what I know. And while I got your attention, I know you can see this sign over here. Look, do a brother a favor and subscribe. Shut up, donkey. To the channel. Subscribe. Subscribe. The link to the ebook is in the description below. All right. First idea is before you even get to the country, you do an advert on Facebook saying that you want to hire someone for a couple of weeks to be your administrator stroke translator. All right. So you have someone who's from the country you're going to meet you. You run the advert obviously in the country you're going to. Okay. You do not run the advert in America thinking that it's going to meet people in somewhere in Africa. That it's not. So if you're going to move to Tanzania, look, I'm going to run this thing in Tanzania Facebook. And you say, hi, my name is XYZ. I'm looking for a translator stroke administrator who can read and write, can meet me on this date. I need you to work for me for 2 weeks. I'll give you $200. Watch the number of people who come and say to you, look, I can help you. Hire one of those people. Pay you the $200. Get yourself comfortable with that person so they can help you with like finding a house, finding somewhere you can run a business on and so forth. Secondly, don't come over here trying to get a job. Come over here and look to run an enterprise, run a business of your own. There's a brother I know who didn't run a business for years until he opened up an international school in Gambia. So that's the second thing. I'm giving you all my tips. Another thing, make your customer base other people from the diaspora, other expats. Don't make it be the local population. Why? Because, as I said before, you could pay like $200 for someone working for you for 2 weeks. Now, the amount of people usually get paid here is about $200 for a month's wage. $100 for a month's wage is what people will get paid over here. So if you paying $200 for 2 weeks, you're paying way over what people would usually get paid. And it tells you that you can't run a business that you're used to running over in America. You can't do like, let me do a hairdresser's, let me do a braiding shop and think you're going to charge the same price you would charge back in America. You can't. There's no way anyone local could pay that. People who are visiting could pay that. People who have just turned up, other diasporas could pay it. But local people, no, because the earning potential is too low. Plus, it means that if you do run a business and the amount you're paying for labor is so low, it means more profit for you, so you can actually do quite well for yourself running a business over here. Consider those things, all right? Okay. My teeny tiny coffee is finished because my cup is so small. So I'm going to go and catch up with my driver. This is your brother Marley. Until next time, take care of yourself. Peace.